You know, usually when I forget to say something in a video, I just go with it and I just say whatever, I'll mention it later, or it'll just never be mentioned at all. Not today though. You see, a couple weeks ago, somebody won a giveaway on one of my lives or somewhere along the way, and he's like, you know what? I don't want the money. Just give me a little shout out in your Jordan 12 video when you pick these things up. So to Mr. Vlad out there, and I want to say Kansas City, this one's for you. This video here, well, I mean, obviously this shoe isn't for you, but the video's for you. So I'll dedicate this in your honor. So there you go, and there's your shout out. All right, see you later, dude. What's going on, people? So today worked out, right? As you can see, there's two boxes over here, the elusive double up. It's not often that it happens. I have my own thoughts on that, but I won't bore you with it. Anyway, so obviously today was the Big 12, the black and university gold release, right? And the plan was to get two. I wanted one for me, well, both for me, one to keep at my mom's house, and a pair for her. So I wasn't able to win any raffles or anything for her pair, but supposedly, according to the email I got from Dick's Sporting Goods, I did get through on their site and got her pair, which should be here in who knows how long, but it'll at least be here, right? So that's good, right? And you'll see in a video that I do after this one later today or whatever, there was something else that I planned to get for her, but it sold out, so it's kind of a good thing, because I'd say that these are likely to be better. But, you know, that's another story for another day, or at least another video. So, here we go, right? Nothing too fancy here, very plain actually. And then on the side, there's all that stuff like you see on most of these boxes, I would assume. Haven't seen one in a while. And this just says black, university gold, and black, right? So, let's go ahead and get on into this, shall we? This is actually one of the first Jordan releases in a while that I was like, okay, I'm walking away with these one way or another. I mean, the court purples, I wanted those grape fives, I wanted those, but this was on a different level. And that even came up when I was doing a live with Gone AWOL. I don't know if it's on my channel or his, but the question came up and he's like, so are you like going for those? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, really? Because it's not often that happens. Usually I don't care if releases don't work out in my favor. And sometimes I do. It's rare, but sometimes I do. So, I'm go ahead and set this thing down here. I also have two other pairs of 12s down here just to see, because I wasn't sure which pair I'd need to use for the comparison, but I think I know now. And you probably do too. Alright, so looking over these, everything seems to be on the up and up. Don't seem to have any blemishes. So that's good, which means it is now review time on this right here, the Air Jordan 12 in black, university gold, and black. So let's go ahead and knock out this review, shall we? And as always, we're going to start with the bottom. So there's that for you. Across the bottom here, you have the same standard Jordan 12 outsole that you've seen like a million times if you've ever seen other Jordan 12s. This one has got kind of a weird sort of almost translucent, in some areas yellow. And then between that, you've got the black and silverish grid area, and then black and black on the front and the back of the shoe with the black Jumpman. Moving past that onto the midsole here, this is pretty much the same thing as, you know, any other pair of 12s again. So you got the Jumpman plate on the outside, the one on the inside is not labeled, and then above that you've got the mudguard and all that stuff. So it's very much a similar feel to, and now this is where we pull out the other shoes, to these right here, the Game Royals. So in case you haven't been wondering what the quality is like, these to me feel, well, this one feels a little less like leather than this one does, but overall it's kind of like the same style. But anyway, so yeah, and these feel more like leather than these do. So if that's something that matters to you, there's that. And then moving past that, like I said, on both sides, it's very much the same as far as the mudguard goes and everything like that. And then moving to the back, you just got a little bit of black there, rounding off with a black 23 right there in the middle. So same thing that you've seen a million times. And the design that they have across the upper, as a lot of you guys may know, some of you guys may not, designed after like the Japanese sun on the flags and all that they have. So there's that for you. Same thing on both sides. Now, as far as the quality of the material on the upper, because there's not a whole lot to say about the actual upper, it's just black and it feels like a weird form of leather, like almost like what a basketball might feel like one that you've had for a while. It's kind of an odd choice. This one to me feels a little bit better, but it could just be me, it could just be this pair. Let's see, pull out another one real quick in case there's any variation. No, this one happens to look a little more detailed, a little more tumbled. This one does, but overall it's very much the same. It's just the visual is a little different, but the feel is not. Put that back over there because we're done with that. But yeah, so it's basically just your standard black upper, nothing too crazy about that. Got the black lace holder things on the top here to hold that down. Behind that, you've got the typical tongue with the 2-3 written down there. Small little ropey style laces. Again, there's not a whole lot to talk about with the shoe. And then on the back, you've got the Jordan inspired by the greatest player ever, something to that effect, right? Yep. And then again with the insole, it's very much the same as what you see on the tongue. It's got the yellow Jumpman just to match up with all that stuff. So overall, again, it's nothing that you can't tell just by a quick glance. It's just black and yellow, or goldish yellow, university gold, whatever, which is a colorway that I am a huge fan of. So overall, I do like the shoe. I'm happy with it. I've got no complaints. I know some people, like Bobby Sneaker World, had his issues with them, right? A lot of people do. And that's great because we kind of need more people like you sometimes, because that makes it a little bit easier for me. But then there's other people that, like myself, don't really care so much about the material of the shoe or anything like that. They just like the way it looks and they want it for that reason. Now, at first I was thinking it might have, because when people were complaining about the material, I thought it was going to be like this. It is not at all like this, which is good. Because while I do like this, I would not like this material on this shoe. It would be, I'd still get it, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't be super happy about it. Anyways, let's go ahead and just move on into the sizing part, because some people like to hear about that stuff. So, here's the thing, right? And this is just my take on it, but a lot of people have agreed that 12s are a little big, so I would suggest going a half size down. Half size down from what? Good question. Not really. Anyways, so past that, the comfort and all that stuff, I don't know. It's not really like a shoe made for comfort. I wore 2 pair earlier in the week. I had the Chinese New Year's on and some grade school black and pink ones. I mean, it's not a shoe that I would wear and say that it's comfortable. It's kind of stylish, right? Depending on your opinion. But the comfort of it, it's not terrible. It's just not something that I would go to, right? So there's that for you. And past that, I don't know what else to really say. So I'll go back to the sizing again for those that missed it. Whatever your normal Jordan size might happen to be, go down half is my suggestion. Cool? All right. And so then, as far as the shoe, I think we've covered everything. I've covered my thoughts on it and all that good stuff. No real reason to drag out this review and make it too long. I'm kind of ready to get this one knocked out, so I can get that one knocked out, do the edits and all that stuff. It's going to be a lengthy evening. It's only 3:40, so maybe I should be able to get at least this one up today. That one will probably be up tomorrow, but I'll work on that one while this one's editing or encoding. It's a whole thing. If you care about my workflow, ask me. If you don't, don't. Alright, so that means we are good. We are done here. At least you are anyway. So, from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night. Whatever it is, wherever you are, I'm going to go take care of this stuff. And maybe I'll see you guys in the comment section. We'll see what happens. Alright, later people.